I had thought the worst of Karen's schemes were over. After the warehouse fiasco, the fines, and the humiliation, surely she'd learn her lesson. I was wrong. One late afternoon, my daughter was checking on the herd near the south pasture when she noticed unfamiliar vehicles parked along the edge of our property. Two men in dark uniforms, badges flashing, were approaching. They weren't cops, just HOA security, dressed like extras from an action movie, but with guns holstered at their sides. "They're probably just scaring me," my daughter said to herself, confident but cautious. What they didn't know, what Karen and her HOA minions didn't know, was that my daughter wasn't just confident. She was a retired Delta Force operator. Her experience had taught her to stay calm, assess threats, and neutralize danger without escalating. The guards reached the fence and waved their guns. "Step away from the property. This area is off limits," one barked, clearly trying to sound authoritative. My daughter calmly slipped behind a tree, observing. "Private land," she muttered. "And you just trespassed. Bad move." The guards didn't notice the cameras perched on the fence posts. They didn't see her silently radio back to me. They just assumed intimidation and show of force would be enough to control the situation. She let them take the bait. "If you approach any further," she called out in a measured voice, "you're going to regret it." The lead guard, obviously nervous but trying to appear in control, stepped closer. "We're authorized to enforce HOA rules." "Step aside, ma'am." That's when my daughter sprang into action. Not with a fight, but with technique. Using a series of maneuvers she trained for years, she disarmed the lead guard, cuffed both intruders with zip ties from her belt, and guided them to the edge of the property where deputies I'd called earlier were waiting. By the time the HOA guards realized what had happened, they were sitting on the grass, stunned and handcuffed, staring at the cameras that had captured every move. My daughter calmly dusted herself off, checked on the herd, and radioed me. "All under control. Property secure." I arrived moments later, surveying the scene. Two armed men, fully humiliated, captured without a single shot fired. Karen, who had been watching from a safe distance, ran up, screaming, She, how did you?" I stepped between them. "She's trained. You can't intimidate skill or courage. And trespassing with weapons on private property. That's assault, not enforcement." The deputies took statements, documenting the armed trespass, and filed criminal charges. Karen was named as the instigator, charged with conspiracy, and slapped with fines so large they rivaled the restitution from the warehouse incident. By the next week, local news had picked it up. Delta Force daughter foils HOA armed trespass on private ranch. Karen's reputation was officially in shambles. HOA members disavowed her publicly, afraid of being implicated in further criminal acts. Meanwhile, my daughter returned to her normal duties, tending to livestock and equipment, her calm demeanor betraying the chaos she'd just neutralized. Karen had thought she could scare a ranch family with a couple of armed guards. Instead, she was the one facing the legal consequences of her own hubris. And my family had just proven that experience and preparation always trump arrogance. My ranch remained mine. My daughter remained the unstoppable force she always had been. And Karen? She had learned, yet again, that no amount of HOA authority could match discipline, training, and a clear understanding of whose land it really was.